I, Hades, arise.
Yo, what's good everybody? Articulated Ninja here. Now I've been looking forward to getting this Hades action figure in hand since I did the Zeus one. You know what I'm saying? So 5ktoys has shipped their pre-orders and now it's in stock on their website. Shout out to my bro Glenn once again for making this review possible. He sent these figures my way. He knows that I wanted the purple one, so I'm only supposed to be sending back the gold one. But honestly, Glenn, bro, the gold one's starting to grow on me, so I don't know how fast you're gonna get that one back. But anyways, let's get to the review. Let's open these guys up and see if I regret being hype to get this purple one. Alright, so y'all know what time it is. Let's check out D-ass on this action figure.
Hey, yo!
Pause. I'm talking about detail, articulation, accessories, and size. Where's your mind at?
Sound the death knell. I, Hades, arise. Welcome to the underworld.
Yo, in terms of detail, personally, for me, he's better than Zeus. And I didn't think his detail would be better than Zeus, but he has more armor. He has more armor, he has more sculpted plastic, he has way more accessories than Zeus. And I'm not sure if their price point was the same, but if they was, that's crazy. Because overall, I just feel like he comes with more. He's more value for your dollar. The sculpting is ridiculous. The accessories are ridiculous. The effect parts on the accessories are ridiculous. I just like him a lot, man. I didn't think that his detail would be this crazy, and it actually is. And just seeing him side by side with the gold one, you're going to be able to see it pop a lot more because it's not dark colors. You can actually see more sculpting and line work easily on the gold one. And damn, even the cloth goods feel like premium here. The detail on the sculpting, the paint apps, everything for me here is just, it's really good. It's better than Zeus in my opinion. And maybe I'm just tripping, I'm not looking at things as carefully as I should, but the lower portion of the helmets look exactly the same. But the main difference I'm seeing between the purple figure and the gold figure is the hair tone is different, and the helmet design on the upper portion of the helmet is different. That is the only main difference that I'm seeing between these two figures. Obviously, besides the paint apps and the colors, and as far as sculpting difference, everything else looks exactly the same. It's a repaint besides the upper part of the helmets, and I really like the gold one. I wish the gold one was purple because I like the traditional purple one because it looks more like a Spartan helmet with the blue flames. That looks awesome. But the gold one actually flares out, and to me it looks more godlike, it looks more majestic. But I really do like the flames. So the gold one, I wish it came with flames that you can put on the helmet, and the purple one, I wish it flared out like the gold one. And obviously you guys know I like my thickies, right? And the damn gold helmet comes with sculpted titties. It comes with sculpted titties, just sculpted women on the helmet. And I think that is, little things like that as far as detail is what makes a figure more premium. It pushes that boundary, it pushes it up there. And there's multiple women sculpted on this gold helmet. That is awesome, man. That looks so cool. And I like the sculpting on the purple one too. So the sculpting on the bottom exactly the same. It's just the top portions of the helmet that are different. But the fact that there's multiple women sculpted on the gold helmet is awesome to me. That is so clever. I just love it, man. I love these little details. We're living in the greatest time ever for action figures. Just for little things like this. But I can literally sit here and talk about the detail all day, but at the end of the day, the conclusion is the same for me. This guy got it in both colors. It might pop more on the gold, but it still looks just as nice to me on the purple. So this guy definitely is winning as far as detail, way more detail than their Zeus figure. Now, in general, for me personally, I like the articulation, and I made this same point with Zeus, which is these guys are not kung fu masters. They're the masters of raising their hand and, electricity, or raising a staff and some magical flames come out. So for me, I don't need them to be able to get into the most dynamic posing. And if you remove a lot of the armor, you can get them into really good posing, because it's double hinged elbows, double hinged knees, rockers at the ankle, just all around. The base body is really posable, but the armor kind of limits and restricts that. I don't mind it so much, especially with it just sitting on a shelf, and it gets into all the Hades poses that I could think of in my mind that I would kind of want him in, swinging his sword or waving his staff. It can do all that stuff. So overall, in terms of articulation, I am pretty happy with it. As you guys can see here, it's just this sculpted detail along this bottom part of his garment. It's sculpted here. On Zeus, it was not sculpted. It was just straight fabric. So Zeus was able to move his lower body way more than Hades, but because Hades has this thick armor on, it limits and restricts his leg movement a lot. But it is a flexible type of plastic, and you can cut it or you can just remove it, because there's still cloth underneath that if you don't want this to restrict his legs. And speaking of cloth, this shit feels heavy, like it feels premium. His cape has weight to it, and you can see from the material it's shiny. I'm making it dirty here, getting a bunch of dust and plastic particles all over it, but it feels better than Zeus. I'm touching Zeus's fabric. Zeus's fabric feels more cheap. This feels way more premium. It just sucks that there was no bendy wire in it, but overall, as far as the feeling, it feels really good. And the print on it, I'm trying to get for you guys to see, the print is really, really clean. It looks really nice on it. Like I said, sorry for getting all these little pieces of plastic and dust on it, but I really like the fabric on this thing. This is some of the best cloth that I felt on a 1/12 scale figure in a really long time. Overall, he has some weight to him. He feels really good. And articulation, like I said, for me, it's good enough for him to be on a shelf in a Hades-like pose. Guys, this guy comes with a shit ton of accessories, at least way more than Zeus. He comes with way more than Zeus, because all these effect pieces that you're looking at, all these bluish effect pieces, they're removable. So you take them off. You can take them off of the staff, you can take them off of the sword, but he comes with quite a lot of accessories, and this doesn't even count if you strip the base body down, because look, you can pop off almost every piece of armor from the figure. So if you heat the figure up, pop pieces off, you can get to the bare bones of the figure, which is just the base body of Hades. So the arm gauntlets, everything on this guy is basically removable. I'm not going to go through the trouble of doing that because I don't want a bare body figure, but just looking at these accessories, I'm using the gold sword as an example because he comes with pinkish flames, and the detail on these things are amazing. And the gold, it kind of pops a little bit more so you guys can see the detail a little bit more on the gold figure, but I'm just so in love with the purple one. I like the gold one. He's growing on me, and especially this gold helmet, the detail, everything on it is amazing. But as you guys can see, it's just tons of details, tons of accessories. The gold and the purple helmet also do come with swappable faceplates. I didn't think it came with that. I just thought it was a little piece of armor. I was trying to figure out where do I put it, but clearly once I actually looked at it, I said, holy shit, you can actually swap out faceplates on his helmeted head. And it's the same on the gold and the purple, but one is the traditional Spartan type of shaping, and then the other one looks more demonic, like the helmet is actually screaming and there's a monster inside. I really like that one a lot. And then if we take a look at this armor piece, there's actually chains. These are metal chains that feel like metal, and it's sculpted into the teeth of his shoulder pad. So it's just little things like this as far as accessories are concerned that take it up to the next level for me. I just feel like I'm getting my money's worth here. There's some quality. And I just want to shine a light on the swords really quick, guys. Look at the transparent plastic. Look at it in the light versus not in the light. Look at how a light can simply basically just brighten up these effect pieces and the sword by itself. And I love how the gold one just pops so much more. But if you look at the gold sword that comes with the gold Hades, man, this pink and this like reddish hue that it has is amazing, especially when you put some light on it. But just taking a look, even without the light on it, the detail on the sword is also really, really nice. I love the sculpted detail. Like, this is, if you're gonna do a repaint, man, do a repaint like this. The original figure has so much sculpting and so much detail that I don't mind a repaint in maybe 2 or 3 different colors, because the sculpting here is so original and just, it's top notch, man, for me personally. So as far as size, I'm just going to throw him in with a bunch of different figures from a bunch of different lines. And I'm not going to name every single one, because if I do, we will be here all day. I just want to show him off next to tons of different figures, basically. And chances are you guys might have 1 or 2 of these figures. Chances are probably even more than 1 or 2. But I really like his scale, because as I said, when it came to Zeus, I want him to be a little bit taller than the average human that I have on my shelf, which is 6-inch scale, 1/12 scale, whatever you want to call it. I want him to be a little bit bigger, because at the end of the day, he is a god. So I just want his height to be a little bit bigger. Not as big as the Hawk or nothing like that, but just a tiny bit taller than, let's say, the average male on Earth. And of course, here is his size next to Zeus, which is their previous figure released in this myth line. And I like this a lot. I didn't want him to be too tall, too small. Him, Poseidon, and Hades, I think they should all be relatively about the same size. The 3 brothers, just make them the same size, and then we can get into varying sizes for some of the other gods. But I like that these guys are basically the same height. And I might be wrong, but of course they are the same height because they share the same exact base body. It is just a repaint. So basically the same exact base body. Even their sandals are the same. They're both wearing the Jesus ones right now, so even their sandals are the same. And I'm pretty sure their fist, the armor on their fist, the sculpting on that little fist plate is the same as well. So what's different about the figures is the paint apps, the armor that's within the body, and the head sculpts. Obviously everything else looks like the exact same. Yo, overall, I like this figure a lot. It's over on 5ktoys.com, but shout out to Berserker Studios. I hope they keep making these gods. Poseidon looks like he's up next. They released some images of the prototype and everything, and he looks pretty good. Can't wait to see him. I'm assuming he's going to be on the same exact base body as well, but who knows? We'll see. Y'all know, things change. But just keeping it real, my biggest downside to this figure, because there's always something that can be improved upon, the biggest downside for me is this damn shoulder armor. This thing falls off so easily. Like, if you tap it, it literally falls off. Same with the flames that attach on the left bicep, I believe, but not as bad as this shoulder armor. Like, look at this, guys. I'm barely touching it, and the second that ball gets a tiny bit loose, it just pops right off. You swing the arm up, that shoulder piece pops right off. That is just so fucking annoying. I hate it. And it's not the right side with the chains on them. It's his left shoulder armor that, for me, just falls off super easily. I hate it. It's so annoying. I feel like with every god we get, it keeps on getting better than the last. So hopefully Poseidon will be better than Hades, because as far as my judgment is concerned, Hades is definitely better than Zeus. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. I wanted it to be shorter than this, but there was just a lot of little details to look at on this figure, which overall I am pretty happy with. And like I always say, guys, life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Peace.
G.I. Joe, classified, Marvel Legends on my mind, Valaverse and NECA time, Mythic Legions I must find, SH Figure Arts I can't lie, Rebel Tech got my pockets dry, Set Action Figures for life, Articulated Ninja is nice, yeah, you might wanna subscribe, Action